I had to get some music to play on this thing. Have a countdown or something. Hmm. I wonder if you can. No. I guess I should have added some, but I'll do it next time. Mm-hmm. I should do one of those videos where those girls have put their lipstick on and be trying to eat cute and they try to bite eat with their teeth. I'm like, why don't you just cut it in small pieces and use a fork? Pretty funny. Plus you got more lipstick. You can always put it on. My grandma's glasses on. She always trying to get somebody to go live.
It ain't played out yet.
And what?
It ain't played out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they been played out by now.
I guess I understand it.
Good morning, Mr. Foley. My name's Harold. I'm with Spectrum Executive Office. How you doing today? Good, all right, sir. The company with regards to information submitted to the Federal Records Bureau pertaining to your building. Real quick before we proceed, I'm going to verify with you the party. Proceed you to be aware that all of your board is quality assurance purposes. You should be familiar with that practice. Would you please verify the address where you do receive respective services? Thank you for that information. And also, we verify the board that you got some code. Thank you. So, looks like you just started off and called in and received some misinformation about your building. You had experienced an increase, and you were told that it did not affect you, but it continued to remain on your building. Right. So the next one, you gotta have a charter in there as well. Okay. And as you proceeded, you went ahead and got a service downgrade. So for the unexpected. Okay. So you did basically upgrade your unit speed, change your packaging, converted it over to the newer stuff, and then was able to get your bill down. So we got this confusing piece where you were provided misinformation from the beginning. But what we're going to do is build a claim on your behalf. We're going to have this forwarded over to the local leadership and management level groups for further review and investigation. Once they complete their research on this, he or she is going to contact you directly here shortly. They'll be contacting you on there to find a resolution that you would be satisfied with with regards to the overall customer service experience, okay? No, no, sir. Harold, H-A-R-O-L-D. Yes, I'm with executive group. But you can speak with a much higher level of authority than I am. So they'll be able to make whatever change needed be on the spot for you. They just have to look at everything and want to fit to this week too. The only other question I have is, what's a good time to contact you? Or it's just any time okay. Okay. I mean, generally we'll have a 24-hour turnaround with this, but I think in your case, since it's expedited, you'll hear something here shortly. All right?
Where's everybody?
All right, we'll get this on road so we can get started on it, all right? Yes, sir.
Okay. So, with that all being done, we can get started. I normally, when I start, I am like so specific about starting on time.
Okay.
And let's see. Let's do this. That one? Nope, not that one. Let's do this one. There we go. Okay, so with that, I normally am like a stickler for starting on time, but it is a challenge having multiple people working from home at the same time. So,
Right.
let's see, Maribeth, let's see. Can you say something so I can see if I can hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Nope, can't hear you.
Where was that little sound button?
Did you click at the top to turn the mic on?
Yeah, I thought I did, but now I can't find the button. Hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. Okay, speakers are on. I'm gonna move. Can you
know
hear
what?
me?
It might be me. Yeah, it was me. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
I got problems.
There you go. You're fine.
All right. That was all my fault. I am so sorry. Okay.
Don't even worry about it. Turn this
All
on.
right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. You know how that's going to be. People going to pop in like, oh, my God, I forgot. Okay, whatever. But people pop in when their life allows them. So, first thing, let's just kind of thank the Lord for this time, for us being able to be here, and for whoever gets to see this whenever they get to see it.
Okay.
We want to be mindful that the reason why we're not in the studio or somewhere out doing what we're doing is because COVID-19 has taken over the world. There are 1,289,401 people that have contracted it worldwide.
Oh, wow.
70,482 people have passed away from it. That's worldwide. In the United States, we have 9,653 people who have passed away from it, and 337,933 people who have contracted it.
Hmm.
So, from my perspective, you know, I feel it's super terrible, it's horrible, it's awful. I also, the thing that I don't think that they talk about is that people can recover from it, but still have long-term side effects that can happen from it. So it's a challenge, but we want to just try to be as grateful. Okay, hold on. We got somebody trying to get in. Let's go. Personal. All right, so we got somebody trying to get in. Normally, I would have somebody else doing that part, but I don't have any staff here with me. It's just me. So it'll just be that way. Okay, so let me say, so let's get to some happy stuff. Let's talk about some tea. Oh, okay, so that's so funny because when I was talking to one of my friends, I was saying I was going to do tea today, and she's like, "Oh, who are you gonna be talking about?" I was like, "Girl, I ain't gonna do that kind of tea. That ain't that kind of girl." She was like, she was, oh my gosh, she had me dying laughing. She was like, "I thought that was odd because I know I can't even get you to gossip about nobody." I'm like, "Girl, because gossip is." Like, I don't like it when people gossip about me, so I choose not to gossip about other people because karma is a bad thing.
Yes.
Okay, so my tea of choice today is, let's see what I have. It's called, what is that thing called? Tibet and something. Anyway, but it's Ceylon tea, if I'm saying that correctly. So it's made of black pekoe mainly, but have notes of caramel, chocolate, vanilla, mandarin, and thistle. I know all that was. Yeah, I didn't know all that was in there. Well, you got you some good-looking pink tea. Some ice in it.
I have 3 drinks. I usually drink multiple things at one time.
Okay.
I have hot tea. I have sun tea, and I have water. I never know which one I'm going to feel like drinking at that moment. So I just have all 3. I know. It's just
I like it.
How it works.
I'm a candy girl. You're a tea girl. So I'll have a gummy, a hard, a chewy, so
This depends on the feel at the moment.
Yes.
What it hits you. So
definitely, totally. Okay. So let's see. Let's look at our. Okay, so I know that you are the tea lady of Greenville, right?
Yes, that's what the name has been given. Now, whether that everybody believes that or not, I don't know, but I ran with it. I said that's fine. I'll keep it.
I like it.
So I'm okay with it.
Local celebrities, that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so hey, we can make you an international celebrity. You could be the tea lady of Greenville that talks about tea from all around the world.
There you go.
I like it. Okay. So our first topic today is the difference between high tea and afternoon tea. Now, I'm gonna be the other person, right? Because y'all, I thought high tea was, the little finger sandwiches and the pretty cookies and, where all the ladies go and, be having their big hats and they're all fancied out and talking about boring stuff that I don't want to talk about. So
it doesn't have to be boring.
Well, because anytime I think about that formal tea situation, I immediately go back to my childhood, and I kind of explained that yesterday. So I probably should do it as an adult, so that I can have an adult perspective. But that all I can think of is this always showing up to any time something formal like that happens, just so I can eat, because I love the food, but I don't like the formality.
We got to get you to a tea as an adult, so you can talk about whatever you want to talk about and eat the food. And eat the food. So.
Okay, I can go for the food. I can handle that. Okay, so let's shock the whole world right now and tell them that high tea. Guess what, you guys? I'm gonna let her spill the tea on that. But y'all, wait a minute now. I was not ready. But go ahead. Wait, I introduced you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I just gave them your kind of like who you are, but okay, what your kind of tagline is, I guess, or but that's not what. Okay, so all right, so Marla.
Yes, ma'am.
And Marla owns Maribet and Co. Right, Maribet and Co. Right, and they sell boutique teas.
Right.
Okay, so she'll explain the difference between boutique tea and Lipton, y'all, because I won't do that justice. So, okay, so Marla started tea drinking at a young age, and would go visit tea houses with her mom. Oh, that's why it's special. She started a tea club with a group of ladies and started catering tea parties.
Right.
She moved and wanted to have a business she could enjoy. Her love of tea and hospitality, so connecting people and relationship building. So she started Maribet and Co. Teas and Hospitality.
Yeah.
So Maribet, you can tell us the difference between hot tea and afternoon tea now.
I will do that. Y'all, I just realized I got all this stuff in the background. I'm so sorry. I'm just looking at it. So just ignore the background, which is because I'm like,
we all know that it's what's his name? Kobe. That's what I call him. It's Kobe's fault.
It really is. But anyway, so yes, my name is Marla. And I don't know how to turn them things off. And I'm not all that computer literate on some stuff. So if you hear like dings coming in, it's because I'm getting notifications on my computer and I don't know how to turn them off. So I apologize.
Because people trying to order tea, y'all.
I don't know what, and I'm like, I don't know how to stop the noise. Because if I close the volume, I don't know if anybody be able to hear me.
No, you're all right. We can live with it.
If you hear it, I apologize. But anyway, yes. So I have the company. It's called Maribet and Co. Tea and Hospitality, and it's just like Elle said. I started at a young age because my mom and I would just love tea. My mama still drinks tea to this day, but we would visit tea houses and things like that. And it just transpired. And as I got older, I wanted to kind of at first have a side gig while I was working full time. And tea became that, and then I partnered it with hospitality, and so hence the business. Fast forward a few years later, but one of the biggest questions we get, or one of the, how shall you say, the most talked about thing we hear is this thing called quote unquote high tea.
High tea.
And some people are just going to not believe me point blank. Some people are going to continue to call it what they want, and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to put it out there, and if people decide to change, that is great. If not, that's all I'm going to say. Now, there is those things that you see, like with the 3 tiers and the little dainty sandwiches and the pretty desserts and the savories and the scones and all that kind of stuff. And you see the ladies with the hats and it always looks so pretty, and you want to get dressed up, and everybody wants to call that high tea. Well, here's the shocking thing: that is not, and I capitalize the word "not." That is not high tea. That is.
I told you.
I know.
Shock.
Rocking the world here. That is actually called afternoon tea. I'm going to tell you, don't go to like your European countries like London and France and haul off and say high tea, because that is not what that is. That is called afternoon tea. And there is a vast difference between the two. So I'm going to tell you guys real fast. High tea actually got started with a young lady way back when, before we were all born, called the Duchess of Bedford. And it used to be they would eat breakfast and then dinner. So they had this big old span between when they ate early and when they ate late. And she started getting hungry in the afternoon, like those afternoon hours. So she would have her servants, cooks, maids, whatever, fix her little sandwich. And they always traditionally had tea during that same time. She found out that when she had the little sandwich or a little savory along with her tea, that it kind of stopped her from being, having those sinking hunger feelings in her stomach. Well, she started inviting her friends over to enjoy those same practices of having a little sandwich or a little dainty, savory or whatnot along with their tea. And it became known as afternoon tea. That's where you get the little dainty sandwiches, the little desserts, the scones, those kind of things. And it has been that way forever. And I'm not sure along the way where somebody decided to call it high tea, and because people just accepted, ran with it. So that is not high tea, guys. All that stuff you see is afternoon tea. Please, it hurts my heart when I hear it.
But high tea just sounds fancy.
It does sound fancy, but that is so not high tea. And when I tell you guys what high tea is, you're going to probably be disappointed. High tea was more for the working class, those who went out either to the fields or that were doing labor. And what high tea is, it would be, they're actually foods like meat dishes, meat pies, meat sandwiches, like our traditional big side dishes, things like that. Hearty foods, they were served on a high sideboard. Okay, it was a high sideboard, like a buffet. That's what the name I was looking for. Mm-hmm. They were served on a high sideboard or a buffet. So when they came in from working the fields or doing their labor, they would have their food sitting right there in the afternoons, like lunch. They would get their food off of this because it was served on a high sideboard or a buffet. Thus, it became known as high tea. It has nothing to do with the formality or the way it looks or anything like that. High tea and afternoon tea are two totally different things. And please, if you catch yourself doing it, just kind of remember the difference between the two. I won't scold anybody, but afternoon tea is the pretty stuff. High tea is the stuff y'all probably will never see anyway. So that is the main difference, or that is the difference between those two. So have you some afternoon tea, not some high tea. Okay. What else? What other questions you have for me?
All right. Excuse me. Okay, so there's this whole thing, So you have, so now since we can't, I'm so sorry.
You're fine. That's why I drink hot and cold, see?
So now that, so since high tea is not fancy, it's just lunch.
Mm-hmm. Basically with tea. It's a lunch with tea.
So is loose tea better than a tea bag?
Oh, so I could say I'm a tea snob. I have used that word. And so, yes, loose tea will always be better than your traditional bag tea. And I'll tell you why. Bag tea, though, let me back up and say, if all you can do is bag tea, do it. Don't feel, I tell people, do not feel bad starting where you are. Loose tea tends to be more expensive than bag tea. So if you really just love tea and that's where you're at, you go to the grocery store or whatever and buy the bag tea, that is fine. Run with it, do the best you can as you gradually move up to loose tea. But loose tea will always be better than bag tea. And there's a couple of reasons why. For one, with loose tea, a full leaf tea, you get the full benefit of what's in the tea, be it the antioxidants. We switched sides of the screen. That's weird.
Okay, I'm just editing.
Vitamins in tea. But there are some other nutritional properties, long big words that I can't pronounce unless you're scientific words. So tea has all those components in it. And so when you get the full leaf, you're going to get more of those. Plus the flavor of it is a lot more, it's a more depth of flavor with a full leaf tea. One of the reasons is because when the tea or the hot water hits the tea, the leaves need to what we call agonize. And I know nobody likes to be like, agonize. I was like, yes, tea goes through a whole lot of process that we as people probably wouldn't want to. But the leaves have to be agonized in order for that full depth of flavor to come out. And so you can really only get that with a full leaf tea. And when I say full leaf, it doesn't mean it has to be like, leaf off a tree, that kind of full leaf, obviously. But it does, but it needs to, it's considered a leaf when you have a loose leaf tea. Now, the tea that you get, and let's say you go to the grocery store and you get Lipton or, what's on at the grocery store? I can't hardly remember. Whatever tea you probably can find at a grocery store, in their traditional tea bags, and it looks more like dust. That's actually what we call fanning. And what it is the dust that's left over after they've processed the full leaf teas. So in the tea bags, you're getting the leftover dust, which is why if you compare taste, the tastes are a lot different between the tea bag and the leaf tea. So your quality is different just in the fact that you're getting dust versus the full leaf tea. And I personally would rather not drink dust if I can help it. But again, if that's where you are, start with there. Now, a lot of companies have gone middle of the road where you have like the silk tea bags. So they can have the convenience of a tea bag, but they have more of the leaf inside of it, which gives it, some of them are triangular shape and some of them are different shapes, but it gives the tea more space to expand, which is a good thing. So that's kind of a middle of the road, and those are better than even say, your traditional Lipton bag tea. If you get a chance, though, I always advocate people to try loose leaf tea, if nothing else, that's not in a tea bag, point blank. Because you're going to notice the difference between the two, the difference between the two. But if you can't, then like I said, run with where you are until you gradually move up. But yes, I will always drink loose leaf tea versus a tea bag unless I am just in dire straits and I'm like out of everything and I just need some tea. I will get a bag and do the best I can. Because my husband says I can't eat my profit, so I don't go into the tea that is for the boutique itself. Otherwise, there probably wouldn't be any left. I'd probably be the one drinking it all. So, yeah, I have that problem too. So I try to keep what I drink completely separate, and a lot of times they're not even the same flavors, blends, or whatever. There'll be something completely different. Whether it's like from a friend who lives over in a different country, has brought something back and given it to me, or, I've ordered something that I want, or I've traveled somewhere and, I brought it back, and that's my personal tea stash. I have a tea cupboard, where I keep all these different things. And so does my mama, though. She has a tea cupboard, where, we keep our own personal tea drinking teas, I guess, if you will. So, but yes, y'all, I just love tea, period. I mean, regardless. So, it's the drink of choice.
You guys, she eats it too. Like, she'll make you taste it at her class.
I do. If you ever get an opportunity after this whole COVID or whatever he's called is finished, and, we can all gather again, my company, we have workshops throughout the year, and those are the fun ones because part of what the company is bringing people together. And so I will use those workshops to, bring people together, to have people meet, because you're going to meet people from who knows where that you've never met before, that you don't know, that you can connect with. I mean, we've had mentoring groups come out of some of these, people have gotten together to mentor and they found a mentor. We've had business collaborations to people, they've gotten together and they've started collaborating. And this is from them meeting, at an event, and then they took it and ran with it outside of that. So we like to see that kind of relationship building, and that's really what they're for. Besides, they're just fun. But if you get to experience a tea tasting, typically what I will have each participant do when they're going through, the different kind of teas, and we only usually do about 3 or 4, because any more than that is pushing it. And at that point, you're not really tasting anything. You're just drinking tea. I will have them use their sense. It's a whole sensory experience. So you're going to, yes, I will suggest, and some do and some don't, that they taste just a little bit. The dry tea leaves, it's not going to hurt you. I promise. It's not going to do anything to you. But you taste a little bit of it, see what the texture feels like in your mouth. If you can, if you get a taste of anything, you'll of course smell. You're going to see with your eyes, of course, and then we'll taste the liquid form. So you can experience all of that together. And it is so fun to watch all these different palettes, and people come up with all sorts of things that just aren't really there. But it's fun. And I think the participants enjoy it because it's something completely different that they've probably, not done before, or not had the opportunity, if you will, to do before. So those are always fun. When you get to put a bit of tea in your mouth, if you're at home, just try it and see. I mean, it's not going to do anything. You don't have to eat like the whole, package. Just
Okay, but how are you going to taste the leaf while you got some dust?
Which is why you have to have loose leaf tea. See, all these things kind of work together. If you have just a tea bag, honey, don't taste it because it's not going to be good at all. I mean, it's just like dust. So here's my challenge. Go home if you have a tea bag, like ones you bought from the store, and cut it open and look at it. I mean, it literally looks like dust. They gather it up and put it in a bag, and that's what it is.
Well, one of the places, I saw an article. It was so funny because this is before I even knew about you, right? So I saw an article and they were saying that they had glass in the tea bags. And I'm figuring if they were collecting up dust, you could have anything, roach, poop, all kind of stuff in it.
Yes. Think about it. If they're in, imagine a room and the tea, like they've plucked the leaves off of the plant. Mm-hmm. And let's just say they're going to do, I don't know, a basic white tea. I like white tea, and white tea is kind of mellow. Let's say they're going to do a white tea, and they're going through the processing of the leaves because each type of leaf or tea is processed differently. So with a white tea, it's going to be plucked and left to air dry. So let's say they're doing this in their room, in whatever this big room is, and once it's done and it's air dried, they're going to start gathering it. Well, you imagine stuff has fallen to the floor. If the leaves are going to be, dry up, they're going to get smaller. So you have some that's going to fall, if you're putting it in whatever kind of container or vat or whatnot, there's going to be particles that are going to come off. And or they know companies like, and there's nothing wrong with Lipton, y'all. So don't take that and write anybody and say that Lipton is just like the worst thing. There's nothing wrong with Lipton. But they know they have companies they have to provide for that are going to use tea bags. And so they need the fannings or the dust for these companies. So some kind of way they've got to get this up off, whether it's on the floor, whether it's just left sitting on a table. And whatever else happened to be on there with it is probably going to get put inside that bag. So, I mean, if they stepped on something, somebody walked in or out, or they dropped something on the floor, or if there was glass that got crushed or carried in. So, yeah, it's just like if you're sweeping up. So you've got multiple things that could be inside there. Too small to be dangerous for you, though. But, yes, you could find probably all sorts of things in that dust.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I can skip that part. So, of all the different kinds of tea and all the different types you've experienced, do you have a favorite?
I don't. Only because I drink tea based on my feelings. Like how I feel at the moment is the tea I will reach for. So to me, every kind of tea or every blend of tea, if you will, evokes a different flavor. And that's how I've done the teas that I carry. Each one should evoke a different kind of feeling, it should make you feel a certain way or cause you to maybe remember a pleasant, hopefully pleasant memory or, seasonal type thing. So if it's let's say summer, and it is hot, like it's April and it's already 80 something degrees. So I'm not a fan of this, but I know it's hot, and I'm probably not going to want to drink a tea that has a really depth or bold flavor in the afternoon, because I want something that's going to feel refreshing, that's going to make me think summery and cool. So I'm going to go probably for a fruity kind of what we call tea, which is actually not a tea. To just kind of, I have to tell y'all about that. Those have different names too, but I'm gonna go for something fruity because that's just the way I'm feeling. Now, like first thing in the morning though, I want a black tea with some serious caffeine, just because it's in the morning and that's how I feel. So no, I don't have a favorite. It just depends on what the feeling, how it is in that moment, if that makes any sense.
All right. Well, let's see. I haven't had as much experience as you with tea, obviously. So I think my favorite tea is just hibiscus. I like hibiscus. One, because it's pretty. I love how beautiful and bright pink it is.
Uh-huh.
So that's just, I love that one. So, and it's just, and I guess I have to start kind of more focusing on the taste of the tea. I know that's kind of crazy for you to think that I'm not thinking about the flavor of the tea, but because I always put like lots of honey in mine. And, I like lime or lemon or something in my tea if it's cold. I don't like it if it's hot. It's very weird, but I still love lemon zinger. It's probably just the dust.
That is okay. When you find one that you really just love, and a lot of times it's attached, especially if it's attached to a memory, then you're going to hold on to it no matter what anybody says. And I think that is phenomenal, because think about it. If you are going to sit down and drink lemon zinger, for instance, no matter what form it is, it for you is probably going to bring back happy memories or, a feel-good type memory. And that's just as important as the tea itself, for somebody else. So I thought, you know what? That's what tea should do, in all honesty. That's why I tell people I don't want you to get... Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
I tell people, don't get caught up in the formality of tea that you miss out on the fun, on the just basic excitement and feel good of having a cup of tea, whether it's from a tea bag that you buy in the store, or whether it's from a company that you ordered, whether it's from one of mine, it doesn't matter. Tea should in general evoke feelings or wants you to reach out and share with somebody else. I mean, that's what tea should do, period. So, honey, if you love your lemon zinger, drink your lemon zinger, put you some honey in it, look at the color of it, if that's what it is, whatever it takes. You are welcome.
I was just surprised that it was pink, right? I thought anyway, I thought it was magic. My dad used to give it to me when I was a little kid if I got sick. So.
Well, that's okay. I thought grown women, when it's fixed and it comes out, they will call certain ones like, "Ooh, I want that pink tea." I'm like, "Pink tea?"
Yes, hibiscus.
And so they're associating what they see with their eyes, because we all know we eat with our eyes. Before you do with your mouth, you eat with your eyes. So if it's pretty, you're going to gravitate toward it before you are if it looks a hot mess.
Yeah.
And so they liked it. They wanted it because it was pink. I didn't know what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Pink tea. And I'm like, well, I hope you like the pink tea. And so that's what they'll call it. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, where did you have this? So I know who you are and what it was you had, because you're just calling it the pink tea.
Because you never think, for me, I never knew that tea could be any other color except brown, thank you, Lipton, until the lemon zinger.
Yep.
And then I think once there was a huckleberry tea maybe, and it was purple.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and I was like, I don't know if I want to try purple tea, but it was okay.
It's okay.
There's all kinds of interesting things I think that's available out there.
I agree.
And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you come and talk to us and let us know and expand our minds so we can try our experiences. You know, so when we out there going to the grocery store, trying to find the COVID, and don't get the tea, order some from Maravet.
You can order it from
Yes. So you guys will get the link and everything at the end for tell them about your event that you have coming up.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. So, like I said earlier, we do workshops, and the workshop that's coming up, it is now virtual, obviously. It is our tea blending workshop, and I can't even show y'all. All the boxes have been sealed. They're getting ready to be mailed out. But what traditionally it would be if we were in person, you would create your own tea blend using the various, and usually I would say there's probably 10 to 12 different kinds of basic teas that are there. So this one on April the 20th is all herbal. So, and I have to clarify something for y'all here in a minute. But you would be able to, at the workshop, test, create, mix, blend, stir, taste, and all that kind of stuff. Your different combinations to find one that you really like and that just like, oh, I love this one. You would then create it so that you would take it home in a bag about this size, whether it's full or not. It depends on how much you make. But you would take it home in a bag this size, label it, and stuff like that. So you have now had the experience of creating or coming up or making, if you will, your own tea blend. So since we couldn't do it in person, anyone who bought a ticket or anyone who just says, "Ooh, I want to come," what they get now is a box, and it has all the components in it necessary to create your own tea blend. So you get, in this one, there are 4 various kinds of teas, and everybody's box is different. So nobody has the same exact basic teas in their box. So you get 4 different kinds of teas. You get some instructions. They come with, strainers of various kinds for people who like to use strainers. You get a set of filters, and what else is in there? Oh, yeah, the bag, of course, to put your tea in, your labeling and stuff like that. And then we will do a live workshop for those who have never been, and they just kind of want some instruction, what they're supposed to do, what everything is. I've had people who've ordered the boxes who have attended before, and they're just like, we just want to make it again. I'll do it at home. You ain't got to tell us anything. So you can do it that way, or they can actually do the workshop. But that's probably the most requested, or the class or the workshop that fills up the fullest when it's, of course, live. Because people like creating stuff of their own. They want to make their own, and it's a different kind of experience. Plus, it's hands-on, and I like hands-on. I don't know about anybody else, but it's hands-on. You get to do it, and nobody's standing up there lecturing you and just talking and talking and talking. You actually get and then it's fun because you got all these different people creating all this different stuff, and everybody, you have colors. The peoples are different colors, pink, purple, pale pink, yellow, all this different stuff is going on. And so it's like a full, I don't want to say full body, but it's almost like a full body experience because you're there and you get to do this. And it's just a little bit of some of the process that I'll go through to create just one blend for my line of teas. So, but that's what's coming up, and that is April the 20th. So I guess the link that you guys will get, you can find the boxes through there as well. So the link that you will get is the actual link to the link that they'll get is the link to your website
event page.
Right.
Right. So
It'll be it'll be the website in general, because in the website you can, of course, you can read about the company. You can shop. It has the link to the boutique in there, so you can shop all the teas. In the boutique, you can order the boxes right through there. The event page will be there too, so you can see the events that are the events that were scheduled. I don't know how to do that anymore because everybody's kind of in that waiting kind of to see. So you can see the ones that are planned as in the website as well. So I think the best link probably to do is going to be the website. Sometimes people just like to look around and see what's there as opposed to, looking for one specific thing. Plus there's recipes on there. I got a couple of other people I will follow. We make mocktails. Some of them make real cocktails, but I don't drink. So I do mocktails. And so every so often I'll change up the recipes. There's usually 3 at a time. And they're made with one of my tea blends. So you can go in there and create, I want that to drink. Ooh, that looks so pretty. If you like pretty, there are pretty ones. So you can create it. And again, I tell people, if you want to add alcohol, that is completely up to you. I don't know how much because I don't, but they're all made without alcohol. So that's in there too. So it's a whole plethora. So I think the best thing would probably be the website, and it's got the different tabs at the top. So you can actually click on whatever it is you're looking for in general. Mm-hmm. And in there. So that's probably the one we'll do, I guess. Yeah.
I already put it in. So they have both. They have the main website page.
Oh,
but
okay.
At the end, they'll get a thank you page that'll take you directly to the events page, so you guys can look around as much as you want. I just wanted to make sure that you knew what was going on.
Okay. One last thing, I don't know if it's the last thing or not, but I wanted to let you guys know, since you're probably not the only one who likes the pretty colors. All of us like the pretty, and you saw this one right here. Where'd it go?
Yes.
It's just, I don't really make iced tea. I make sun tea, and I don't make sweet tea. I don't know. Anyway. But I like sun tea. So my grandma would make sun tea. My mama made sun tea. I make sun tea. But, and so it's pretty color. The reason why a lot of those, like you mentioned, hibiscus and, what did you say, lemon zinger or huckleberry, I think was another one. Mm-hmm. A lot of all of those teas that have a fruit origin, let's say they're like the lemon zinger, for instance. It's like lemon, and I can't remember what all else, the hibiscus. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's in there. But any tea, even though we classify it as tea, any tea that is not made from the tea leaf, and like these herbal fruity ones that everybody likes to drink, are called tisanes. It doesn't matter if you know that or not, but because we put them all in the tea category, but they're not made from the tea leaf, but they're usually made from fruits or some barks of trees. You get the herbal ones with the stuff herbal out the ground. I don't do this. No. But
they're so bitter, right?
Huh?
They're bitter, and they taste like dirt.
Well, I don't drink herbal medicinal, however you pronounce that word. I don't drink those kind of teas because I don't know how fun that is.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly, because I'm like because every time I hear somebody say herbal tea, I think of something that like my grandma or somebody old would have made us drink if we were sick when I was a kid.
So you have those kind of herbals, but that lemon zinger that you drink is considered an herbal tea. Yeah, but it's also because it's not made with the tea leaf, and all of those things, fruits, berries, whatever else, are all considered herbals. So herbal doesn't necessarily mean it's like, the herbs. Now there are those kind, and we're not making those kind.
Oh my God, because every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, because okay, so what is that one? My mother-in-law makes no, sorrel is hibiscus. It's another thing. She goes and she finds the thing, and then she cut. We got to go in the woods, right? And then she cut it down and she boil it.
Yeah.
And then she got to strain it, and then she boils it, and then she strains it again, and then she boils it, and then she drinks it.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, oh no, I can't use it.
No.
No.
Yeah, you can do those, but no.
Yeah, because she said that they used to. She said her mom and everybody used to drink it to make sure that they stayed healthy.
Yeah, but you learn that a lot. I mean, that's not uncommon. You have Chinese herbs, like those who are qualified acupuncturists. I know a girl. She is an acupuncturist plus something else, but they deal in Chinese herbs, and they will create compounds for you to boil and steep and do all that to drink. And those are tea. I mean, we're going to call them tea, but they're legit herbs. And those are like I said, for me, tea should be fun. That's not fun.
No. It did work, though. Woo, honey. They do work.
Yeah.
And so, I was like, woo.
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't handle it. It tastes so bad. I'm like, can you put some sugar in it or something? I'm like, no, it's supposed to make you feel better. It's supposed to make you better, not make you sicker, right?
Right.
I put some sugar. Yeah.
But if you want to do those you are perfectly fine. Just don't ask me anything about them because I do not know. I don't drink those. But those pretty colored ones that you like to drink, we do call those tisanes. They are in the caffeine-free or herbal, if you will, family, but we always consider them tea too. So I sell a lot of those because you don't have to sweeten them because they're naturally sweet, especially if they're fruit. Mm-hmm. And anybody who has a caffeine issue can drink those. Kids, if you've got children that like tea or they just want to drink tea, those are perfectly safe. They don't have any sugar content. They're not going to make them hyper because of the caffeine. So I get a lot of people who will do that for kids because they want something to drink. Plus, it's pretty. I mean, you can have if you have little girls, I guess, or boys, they can have learn some manners if you want. Sit down for a tea, but they'll do juice or something like one of those to give them to drink because they're pretty to look at, but they don't have any caffeine content in them either. So those happen to be one of my favorites. I like making sun tea with any kind of fruity flavored tea. It's going to make a very good a sun tea because it's naturally sweet.
Okay. Well, I tried a grape tea.
Yeah, that's a little different. Grapes are a little different.
It was interesting. I was like, is it Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
I was like, this don't seem like tea to me. This seemed like a Kool-Aid.
Yeah. So,
what's the grape from? It wasn't a grape leaf because grape leaves are bitter. From Domus, you eat, the Greek things. I'm like, no. I don't think this is tea.
I don't. I couldn't tell you, but some of those if you look at them and they're loose, you'll actually find chunks of the fruit. So they're not necessarily going to take the leaf from for instance a strawberry. You're not going to get the strawberry leaf. You're going to get the actual strawberry fruit that they'll use in the tea. So when you get to some of those fruity herbals, we don't use the leaves for those.
Okay.
We're going to use the fruit. You've heard of Robus? You ever heard of it? Okay. So that tea is actually considered, it's not from the tea leaf at all, but it's very popular, and it's actually from the bark of a tree mostly found in Africa. So, but we consider those a tea as well. But those, again, are caffeine-free because they're not made from the actual tea leaf, and they don't go through any kind of process, the same processing that creates that oxidization, that fermentation, any of that kind of stuff that your tea leaves from the actual tea plant will go through. So you can drink them all day long if you want to. Your caffeine problems and you're good to go.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've been saying that wrong all the time.
I've heard it different ways. So you know what? I think we all know what everybody's talking about. I don't worry. I said, okay. I could be saying it wrong all these years.
I've never heard anybody say it. I've always gotten it just kind of, I read it of what I thought it said, so I won't say it.
You know what? That's fine. Don't worry about it. I am really non-judgmental when it comes to teas. I make my suggestions. I might give you a face. But I'm just like, you know what? We'll get you where you want to be. If you've never had tea before, and this is, because some people say it's intimidating because they're like, I don't know what to do with it. It's not in that form. What do I do with this? You know, so it's a process. So yeah, everybody starts differently, so that's okay.
I went and bought this little. I should have brought it over here. It's a little metal basket.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little top on it, and then you screw it into this thing, and it floats.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got it because I thought it was cute. I thought I was being a little bit faded.
Oh, Lordy.
But you know.
You be a speaker.
And I was like, and then I had found some hibiscus leaf, some hibiscus leaf tea or something.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I will try it. I drank it for a few weeks. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Then, you know, I got me something else.
So yeah.
All right. Well, for whatever reason, we have been having technical difficulties, but it's life in a fast lane. And interesting. Let's make sure we got all of our questions answered by all of our people. So if somebody ordered from you, generally, like how long does it take? How do they know what to try? You know, that kind of stuff.
So, it kind of goes multiple ways. If they are brand new, and I mean brand new to the tea drinking family, and they know nothing, typically if they're contacting, so let me back up. I tell people one of my goals is to, no matter how big, if you will, you know, I get, or how far, you know, I go, whether it's locally or past locally, I want to be able to communicate with any person on that one-to-one level if they have a question. So people will typically message me or email, and I believe in giving them a personalized response. So if somebody were to do that, and they're like, hey, I want to try some, I don't know what to do, where do I start? A lot of times I'll ask them a couple questions, and one being, have you ever had tea before? And if the answer is no, I will typically start them off with one of our fruity herbals because it's safe. You cannot mess it up. And so to me, I want to build their confidence level. And plus, I want to give them something they're going to like. So we'll start them off with that. They're almost essentially fail-proof because you can't oversteep them because they don't have the tea. They're not made with a tea leaf. So you cannot oversteep. They don't get bitter. You can forget it all day and like, oh, yeah, you know, reheat it or whatever. So if they're brand new, I will and they contact me, I'll talk to them. But I always tell people in that first stage, if they've never tried anything before, to start with a fruity herbal. And they're labeled on the website, so you can see the difference. If they've had, you know, tea before or whatever, they're going to know, hey, I like black tea, I like green tea, you know, or I like white tea. Everything is categorized on there so they can see, hey, this is black tea, let's look at these. Plus ingredients. So, you know, if you're a chai, if you really enjoy chai, there are blends of chai. So, you know, the ability to do that is on the website. But more often than not, the biggest questions I get, not necessarily where do I start, because if you see me in person, I will have tasters out. Like if I'm at a show, you'll have tasters. And so you can taste it in its true form without any kind of sweetener. So you know, hey, this tastes like this tastes like this. But the question I get the most is, how do I make it? Not necessarily what will it, will I like this? Because I also have, how you take the lid off a candle and you can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
So we sniffer. So so I want you to be able to have some sort of experience, even if you see me in person. So you can sniff. You'll be able to taste some, not all. But the biggest question is, how do you prepare it? And because if you're new, that's going to be your probably your most intimidating factor is, how do I fix this stuff, this green looking or whatever color leaf in a bag? I mean, what do I do with it? Can't just put it in water. So that's the biggest question. And so the easiest thing I tell people, first of all, do you have a strainer of anything you use at home? And if they're new, they're going to say no, which is fine. My next suggestion, and I thought I do. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move my chair. Let me grab something. The other thing this is an old one. Okay. I will show people, because I like convenience. As much as I like loose leaf tea, I like the convenience of being able to brew or steep 1 cup at a time, unless I'm doing something big, and not have to worry about cleaning up. So I'm not a strainer fan, because I don't like cleanup. I don't want to clean the leaves out of the strainer if I don't have to. I think the concept of a tea bag is phenomenal, because I can throw it away. But I don't like what's in the tea bag. So typically I will suggest, and I'll show, and I don't know if y'all can see this. Hold on, because it's almost clear, translucent. It's what we call a tea filter, and it literally has the pocket in it. So what I'll give them a few at the very beginning. You measure your tea right down in here. You put the bad boy in that cup, put that water, let it steep. It has enough room for the tea to agonize in it. Once it's steep, you throw the whole thing away. You're done. And a lot of times people find that easier than, say, I have to go out and buy a filter, a strainer. How does this particular strainer work? All of that. Or what I tell them is, if you don't want to buy anything and you just need to start, do you have coffee filters at home? I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Take a coffee filter, measure your tea, put it in the center of the coffee filter, bring up the edges, close it off some kind of way. It works the same way as one of these or a tea bag. I said, just the object is to get you to start. We can gradually move you up later. And a lot of people will, because they're like, oh, I didn't know that. It's the same material. So you can use a coffee filter, even if you run out of, your strainer breaks sometime, grab you a coffee filter, do the same thing. So because that's the biggest question I get, people tend to, once they know that it's simpler than they thought, then they tend to be like, oh, I want to do this one then, and I want this one, and I was like, well, okay, now let's make sure you start off easy. But yeah, that's mainly how those conversations typically go.
Well, I love the names that you picked for yours. Blend, My Summer Villa.
Yes.
Smile and Laughter. Little Pink Tea Book.
Huh?
Little Pink Tea Book.
So let me see if I can find it for you. So about a year or so ago, we did a devotional. Well, it's not really it is a devotional. It's not, but it looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which way I'm going. Okay. Okay. So it's called 31 Sips, and traditionally we have 31 main flavor or main blends of tea. So in this book, there is a tea for every day. It includes a devotional, but it also includes like recipes, trivia, what's this other part called? A daily challenge, because hospitality is a big part. So it might be like bake or take a treat to an unsuspecting friend. I mean, that's the daily challenge. I'm not gonna monitor anybody. I mean, for you to do that, there's facts about tea. But that's what this is considered the little pink book, because I like pink, and so yeah. So if you notice, the label has pink, all that kind of stuff. I like pink. Is my favorite color.
Well, that's so funny, because I was just like, you said, bake something for somebody, honey. If it's not some meat dish or something, I do not cook sweet. If I cook sweet, honey, I would be bigger than a house. Because if it was no such, I love cake. Everybody who knows me knows that I love cake.
Yeah.
And if, God forbid, I knew how to cook cake, bake cake, honey, I would be like diabetes. People pass by me, they'll catch diabetes.
No. But you can take a treat. You don't have to bake it. And so that's what, my husband was reading through. And he said the same thing. I said, well, they can take something. They don't have to bake it. Because just because you can bake don't mean you want to. Like, I don't want to. I'm going to order. I'd rather have somebody bake me some cookies or whatever, and I will pay you to do it, because I just don't want to do it.
Girl, my girlfriend made me some. She has a bakery, and I was like, girl, can you make me some lemon chocolate chip cookies? And she was like, lemon chocolate chip cookies? I was like, yes, lemon is my favorite, and I love chocolate. I was like, I need some lemon chocolate chip cookies. She was like, okay, all right, girl. Why, it was the bomb. She was like, I never would have thought of it. I was like, people put orange and chocolate together all the time. So why not lemon? I don't like orange cake. I don't like orange cookies. No.
Lemon and chocolate.
Girl, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
If you say so, then that's all that matters.
It was beautiful.
Oh, goodness. But yes, that's what we call the little pink book. And people can order that if they want to. They can put it in a whole. So I had one lady ordered a couple or a few of them, and she wanted all 31 teas. And I said, you do what? She said, I wanted tea. I said, okay. And she got, I don't know how I fit all that in one, and I can't remember if she did full sizes or samples, but she wanted she must have did samples, all 31 blends plus the book for a gift. And I said, well, okay. So a lot of times people will ask for certain things, especially right now. And we just kind of figure it out, because everything is so different right now. And, people are just looking for, and so we're, changing with everything that's changing and trying to accommodate this or make this work. So people will come up with all sorts of different ideas. And I'm like, well, yeah, I think we can make that work. Give me a minute, so. But I like being flexible like that too. So that helps, I think.
And that's funny, because one of the things that I said that we're going to do with these interviews were to have a challenge for all the attendees. So I'm like really frustrated with this software right today. But anyway, I digress. But I'm going to send out the replay, and then everybody will have an opportunity to see what we talked about, as well as take the challenge. So the challenge, I guess, is to at least have tea one day for the next 4 weeks.
Ooh.
Right? So, but not the dust. You either can get some from Maribeth, or you can get some. You got to try some tea. She got samples. You can order some samples. Try it out. And so at least one day every week, and then record yourself about what you think about the tea.
Oh, that's good.
Okay? And, so let's see. So you'll do it like a virtual kind of tasting, right? So you got to smell it. Got to try to taste it dry. Then you got to steep it. and then you make it like you want. So, like the way I like my tea is, I'm gonna try to drink it without all this in it, but I like my, I like honey, and I like to have cashew milk in my tea because I don't do dairy. So, I'm gonna try it without the. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna try it without the honey and cashew milk first.
Yes.
And then I'll see what that tastes like, and if I can handle it. And then if it's good, then I'll just add a little bit of honey, and then I won't have the cashew milk. But 'cause I'm a sweet girl, I'm telling you. So okay, and I won't try hibiscus because that'll be cheap. You gotta try a new tea.
So you like hibiscus, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot. So I might send you some. It's got hibiscus in it. I'm writing this down. And that's one of the main flavors. Do you drink black tea?
Yes. I just don't like green tea.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of mint. What is the deal with mint and everything? Why would you eat mint ice cream? Do y'all not understand mint is a weed and it's itchy? It's horrible. Everybody loves mint. What is the deal?
But mint is actually good for some things, and I don't know if people are doing it because of that. Mm-hmm. But I like mint chocolate chip ice cream. But here's the thing: it don't taste like mint you get out of. I think because it's just green, and it's so it doesn't have like a spearmint or peppermint flavor to it. But now I do have a tea that has that spearmint flavor, and some people just really, really like it because it's
spearmint to peppermint for sure. But my aunt used to have. Okay, y'all, this is so crazy. My aunt used to have wild mint that grew around the front of her house. I'm allergic.
Well.
Oh my God! I was like, oh, this is horrible. And I used to have to go to the back of her house to go inside because I'm allergic. And there was always bees. And I was being allergic and kind of stuff. Don't ever get asthma. It's going to make you be allergic. I'm serious. It's awful.
Okay.
My girlfriend's always supposed to laughing at me because I'm like, don't ever get asthma. It's awful. And she's like, yeah, you can't catch asthma. I'm like, I know.
Okay.
Because being allergic to stuff is awful.
It is.
No strawberries, no mint, no peanuts. I love peanut butter and jelly.
See? When you got that many, that's when it gets bad. You know, if there's a few, you might be able to kind of, but. No.
And no mushrooms. So that means, and then I didn't even know that truffles was mushrooms. I couldn't understand why I couldn't stand truffles. And people like, oh, truffle oil is so good. Oh no, ma'am, it is disgusting.
Yeah, but there's still a lot you can eat. Imagine not being able to have any kind of plant type. I have a girlfriend. She's allergic to like literal the stuff that grows out the ground. No lie.
Wow.
Any flowers, so she can't drink tea. I mean, because I'm like, it's a plant. And so we had to create for her something based on what she could have for her to drink to consider it tea. And I'm like, well, you can't have anything. I mean, so there were certain fruits she couldn't have. I'm like, what did you have?
She gotta have Kool-Aid. That is nothing organic is in the Kool-Aid.
What you gonna do? But I mean, we found something for it, and she enjoys it because now she's gonna enjoy for her. Tea instead of a little apple juice with water. I'm like, we got to do something about this.
Wow.
But so and I've told people if there is something that strict, I said I will do my best to work with you if it just needs to be that customized, and that's something totally off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something like that, and somebody directly asks, then we'll see what we can do. I don't make promises for that because I'm like, I don't want to cause you to go into some epileptic shock. I mean, I don't, so you need to be very careful and tell me up front, are you allergic to coconut? Because some stuff has coconut in it, so If people don't do that, and then they get mad. I'm like, the ingredients are listed. So anything you order from me by law, the ingredients are listed on the packaging. The ounces, everything comes in a 1 ounce size, so nobody ever has to ask, can I have a different ounce? Everything is 1 ounces. And an ounce of tea, if measured properly based on a 6-ounce cup, is going to give you anywhere from 15 to 20 cups of tea, depending on the leaf size. Mm-hmm. So if they're real tiny, you might get more. If the leaves are bigger, of course, you're going to get less, obviously. But everything is an ounce of tea that you get from me, unless it's a sample, and a sample looks just like this. So it's tiny. Mm-hmm. I can't. There it goes. But yeah, that way you just get a little taste of if you want to try multiple flavors instead of one big one.
I like that idea of sending having one, like sending a sample of the different teas to with the book. Mm-hmm. I might have to do that for a few people.
So that was somebody had that idea. I do tell people things change, so there's a few recipes that we've eliminated because they just weren't going like I wanted. They just didn't really give me that this is the right one. So we just scratched them and replaced them or changed them or something like that. So it just depends. But yes, so I don't know if you guys got any more questions for me. However,
I think that was it. I think we're sure I answered all the questions because they're like, you didn't answer my question. Oh, okay? So we talked about how the teas are different between a boutique and a store. Mm-hmm. But why is it a boutique as opposed to something else? Why is it called like a tea shop or a tea?
Well, for one, I like the name boutique, so I start there.
Okay.
But two, I'm not a tea shop, so I don't. So the product that we physically sell are teas. However, what I sell is an experience. And tea happens to be part of the experience. And so if you were to say, hey, I want to try this particular tea, I'm going to give it to you or tell you about it or talk to you or whatever in the sense of I want you to experience like this. For instance, I've got one here called the front porch. So if somebody's like, I really love mango or peach or something like that. You know what? I've got one, it's called the front porch. Imagine sitting on your front porch and it's summertime and you're watching, I don't know if you live, wherever you live, you've got people going by, you're in your rocking chair, whatever your front porch feels like. When you drink this tea, that's what's going to come to mind. And that's how I do all my teas. I try to evoke. And so I'm selling you the experience of remembering what it feels like to sit on your front porch or somebody else's front porch that you enjoyed. I don't know. So you get that feeling. And then I'll take it a step further and I'll say, now invite somebody to have that tea with you because we want you to not only experience hospitality, but we want you to give hospitality in the sense that you are developing a relationship or starting a connecting point with somebody, whether you know them or don't know them. And so tea is the center point, which is why I tell people I am not a tea shop. I'm not a tea store. Yes, I've got a line of teas, which is why I don't use the word store or shop. Now, as far as boutique goes, and like I said, I like the word boutique. But two, boutique teas are considered teas that are specially custom blended. They're not the run of the mill, just like any boutique. So, if you go into a boutique, you're not going to find the same thing at every, big box store. Same with these. You're not going to find these same blends at, whatever store. Now, you might go out and a couple of the shops around the area carry the teas, but they don't sell them like this is theirs. I mean, they're already packaged and everything. So that's another reason we use the word boutique, because they are specially made or blended or whatever you want to call it for us only. And so you're not going to find that same flavor someplace else unless somebody somehow has come up, put those two and two together at the same ratios, whatever. But you're not going to find them someplace else. Is the reason we use the word boutique.
Okay. And the last question of the day is, in the beginning, we were talking about you going with your mom to a tea house. Mm-hmm. What is a tea house?
What is a tea house? Oh, no, those are the ones that just do, like, the tea. So you expressly go there to experience, to have tea and then the food that goes with it. And most of those that we visited, and we did some that were English-based and some that were British, because they're two totally different ones. The British ones tend to have plated, like on a literal, like a plate, like a dinner plate. And it would be maybe like soup, a sandwich, or a half a sandwich or something like that. So it's more like a meal type thing. And they're called British teas. I mean, that was traditionally, you're not going to get the fancy tears and, all that kind of stuff.
The high tea. The high tea.
We would do those. And then we would go to where they served afternoon tea. Because I like, with the 3 tiers, I like having scones, savories, desserts, and sandwiches. I enjoy that. So we would go to those. And a lot of them you got to try their different kinds of teas, like maybe 2 or 3 with your food. And you went for the experience. Again, you went for the conversation. You went for the connecting point, whether it was just 2 people, a group of people. Usually it was ladies. My dad would go with us sometimes, because here's what people don't or forget. Just because those are small portions, imagine if you got, like, they had 3 kinds of sandwiches and you got a sandwich of each kind, or like a square or triangle of each one. Then you've got savories on there. Then you've got desserts and scones. You got carbs going after carbs. I mean, literally, that's really what that is. So you're going to get full. And so people have this conception, oh, it's not going to be full. Well, yeah, you're good. I'm not saying it's the right kind of full, but you're going to get full. So you typically don't leave hungry. And so people are like, oh, I'm not going to be able to, don't be nothing to eat. I'm like, well, you ain't been to the right kind, because you're going you get food, so, and then you can find, you experience teas that you probably have never even heard of or thought of or stuff like that. Plus, it was just different. It was nice seeing the different ways different businesses would do that. And then they have the little shops in there and, stuff like that. So you can go shopping too. So it was like the best of both worlds. You got food, you got tea, and you got shopping. I mean, what else do you really
the holy trilogy.
Yes. I mean, seriously, what else?
Okay.
Well, oh, goodness. But yes, those were fun times.
Well, I definitely think I'm going to go try a tea house. Mm-hmm. Can you take your own tea? No. Now, if you're here in the area, there's a couple of tea places that you can go to get tea. There is, what is that one called? There's one downtown. Well, there's 2 downtown. There's an Cha tea bar. Don't ask me the name of the street because I can't remember where it's located. But they're not necessarily considered a tea house, but it's more like a tea bar. So they're going to have a lot of tea drinks. Mm-hmm. There's one it used to be called Chasing Rabbits. I think that's still the name of it. It's also downtown. And it creates, you can get tea, or they have a lot of tea drinks, cold tea, hot tea drinks, frozen tea drinks, that sort of thing. If you want to experience something closer to a tea house, this is more on the Asian feel. There's one on where Pendleton Street, that side of the West End. It's called Dobra
tea house. Of course, none of those are open right now. I mean, but you know,
There's nothing open right now.
but when everything gets going again, that one's down there, and they're more of an Asian, but they do serve food as well.
Okay.
So those are some good ones you can try out if you just want to, and go and take somebody with you. Have tea with somebody. Don't go by yourself.
I think we're going to have to go pop-up shop or something. So we should do a real one so we could just have some real. I just need those little pretty sandwiches. I like those. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was going to pretend today, girl. I was going to make me a tuna fish sandwich and cut it into little 9 pieces.
You know what?
Oh my God.
You have your own tea. I've done it. Have your own tea party by yourself. I mean, you know, especially right now, you get you a sandwich, cut it up, make you some little scones. If you're sometimes like me, you can buy box mix to make a scone with. So, you know, you could do that. Have you a little dessert, get you some tea, put it on something pretty fancy, and have it yourself. I mean, that's the fun part of tea. It can be with somebody or by yourself, and it's still just as fun either way.
Yeah, well. All right. Well, I hate that we just all can't be in the same place. I hate that me and Kobe are beefing. And we just not having a good time. I just think that it's just too much. It is emotionally a roller coaster because you have like good times like right now, and then you know, turn on the news and you're gonna find out more people died. Then the whole thing where who started it? Who cares? Can we get through that? Like, isn't that like a post
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Like a post, like a post triumph event or conversation. We can point fingers later. We got to save lives right now.
Right.
So, thank you so much for taking us through this first event. We'll invite you to the next one.
Okay.
And because I'm pretty sure I know who the next is going to be, but I don't want to say yet.
Right.
So I'm totally got all that locked down and when we're going to do it. I'm going to depending on, a bee.
Uh-oh.
It came in my house, y'all. Freaking out, okay. Bae. It's a wasp that came in here. But you want to come get it. I'm not getting stoned.
I'm not you.
Okay, anyway. So, y'all. Anyway, it's right there on the windowsill, right above the lock. All right, so it's time to close the door and turn on the air conditioner. Anyway, so, sorry. I'll edit that part out. Anyway. Again, we want to thank thank you, honey, for saving my life. Y'all, me and bees are not friends. Anyway, so thank you, Marla, for enlightening us on the fact that high tea is not what we really want to do.
That is correct.
And
good.
yeah, but what we typically think of is the pretty tea and the hats and they get all dressed up. That is afternoon tea, ladies. And afternoon tea. And we also learned the difference between loose tea, herbal tea, tea bags, tea dust.
Y'all learned a lot of tea.
Yes, and how we can that tea should be something that you can learn to enjoy and experience, not just drink because we live in the South and we have sweet tea.
Yes.
I think sweet tea has the same kind of effect. It's like people have sweet tea because they grew up having sweet tea.
That is true. It does. It's still tea.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
mostly sugar, but yeah.
yeah, you know, hey.
Oh, but okay, so one trick that I learned that I super love is the simple syrup. Instead of just putting sugar, just add some simple syrup. It makes it sweeter faster, and you have less sugar in it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
I love
simple syrup, you can sweeten it when it's cold too. I don't know if people have this weird. I don't know why, and it's not here, but if you go, up north typically, they give you cold tea that's unsweetened and expect you to sweeten it with sugar. Sugar does not dissolve in cold tea. It just doesn't work.
No.
But simple syrup, you can put even whether it's hot or cold, and it'll dissolve. So that's even better.
Yes, and also you can flavor your syrup. Yes.
I love that. It'd be so good.
I like rosemary.
Yeah.
I don't like mint, but I love rosemary. Go figure.
So my niece, and I don't know if this is whatever, but she was it basil peach simple syrup. I know that sounds nice, but it is so good. It is so good. So sometimes for in the summer, I will just if I'm growing a garden, I don't think that's happening this year. But you got some basil, rosemary, whatever, and then I'll get fruit and I'll mix them and create simple syrups or just peach by itself. Or I think I did it because one of the drinks was cranberry. It was a cranberry simple syrup. I mean, I thought just have fun, put whatever you want in there, just see what it tastes like. Because it changed. You can put it in your tea for flavoring. And it's just
I have pear as my favorite fruit.
Really?
So, yes, I have a pear nectar, and I'll mix the syrup with it.
I bet it's good.
It is delicious. You really technically don't need to put. You have to put enough sugar in it to make it simple syrup, but it is super duper sweet because the pear puree is super sweet. So you need even less than you normally would need in your drink because it's like super concentrated sweet and flavored. So
it's just so good. You'll make me want to make some simple syrup today just for the heck of it, fun of it.
Yes, simple syrup.
You
can put color. You can put the hibiscus color. You can put hibiscus in there, and it actually looks pretty.
You really okay.
Oh yeah. I even put hibiscus in my hair.
Oh my goodness! I think you just like hibiscus.
I do. I don't like the flowers. Don't really do anything for me like live, but dried, I'm all about it. But hibiscus has a lot of antioxidants, super high antioxidants. So it's really good for I don't want my hair to be gray. So, but it's turning gray anyway. But I'm sure it would be worse if I wasn't using hibiscus on it.
Okay.
How it is. Hibiscus and red raspberry leaf extract.
Yes, I remember we mentioned that.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for today. I will edit the video and get it all set up. So can you send me your logo?
I will. I will do that.
And I'll get that all set up in there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. Everybody have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.